Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stock Valley video. Today's guest is Google, or more precisely, Alphabet Inc. So, let's take a look at what's been happening with this stock. As of April 7, 2025, Google's share price had dropped to around $142. Before that, we were already in quite reasonable and logical price zones. If we go back a bit, for instance to November 3, 2022, the stock was around $83. And even earlier, during the pandemic low on March 20th, it went all the way down to about $51. So overall, this stock has offered some great returns. We're talking about roughly a threefold increase from those pandemic levels. After that, the price pulled back again. And the most recent peak was around $148. Now, why are we here today? Because when we draw a Fibonacci retracement, we can see that one of the key resistance points lands at $254, and the stock has been moving between $240 and $254, bouncing off support around $240. At this stage, the stock might be trying to stabilize a bit, just like it has in the past, but it's still worth being careful, because Google sometimes takes deep corrections before it starts another upward move, just like it did here before. So, what should we do? There's no need to set a stop loss below $240, because technically, the trend is still intact. We're still moving upward for now. However, there's one important level to watch, $254. If that resistance breaks to the upside, we could easily see a move toward $290, $300. So the big question is, can Google give us another 20% gain from here? The answer depends on whether it can break above $254 decisively. Who knows, maybe one morning we'll see a gap up opening around $257, just like it's done before. And that could carry the price straight toward $290 to $300. That's the optimistic scenario. Now, let's zoom in a little so we can see it more clearly. The stock might continue moving up and down in this short-term range, but personally, I'm hoping for a gap-up breakout, and then a nice, steady climb tick by tick, step by step, all the way toward the $300 levels. Now, let's also talk about the second possibility. If we look at Google's previous moves, we can see that even during an overall uptrend, there are occasional corrections, for example, like this one here, where it pulled back to about $178. So here's the second scenario. Depending on how you draw it, the key support area sits around $256. If the stock turns down from here, that region could serve as a support zone again. That's the bearish case, and in that situation, we might see a pullback somewhere between $208 and $205. It doesn't mean it will happen, but if selling pressure continues, that's the range to watch. Even then, after spending some time consolidating there, the stock could still recover and continue upward just like it did in these previous examples. So, while we always prefer the bullish outlook as technical analysts, we also have to mention the downside possibilities just to stay objective. And that's all for today's look at Google Alphabet. Thanks for watching, take care everyone, and I'll see you again in another Stock Valley video.